Hi everybody. I've been asked quite frequently whether I do something about the Age of Aquarius. How is this Age of Aquarius affecting us? What does it mean astrologically? And what does it mean for us as a global community? What does it mean for you personally? So Aquarius, let me start by telling you what Aquarius is all about. Aquarius is all about the new, expanding our boundaries, looking to the future. That's why Aquarius rules aviation. It rules space travel. It rules exploration beyond anything we've ever known before. Aquarius, is the one sign in the zodiac that you can't lump together. You can pretty much say, well, Librans, they like to be liked, we like to please people, we try to keep the peace. We can see both sides of the argument. Taurians, well, we can be pretty stubborn and determined and don't really like change unless we initiate it ourselves. So you can to some degree generalise, but with Aquarians, no, you cannot lump them together. In fact, the biggest insult you can probably give an Aquarian is to say, well, you look just like my friend. They don't want to look like anybody else. They are totally unique, they are totally different, and they like being unique. And anybody with a strong Aquarian influence in your chart, you are going to become more eccentric and more individual as you get older. You're going to be more comfortable with that feeling of just being different, of not fitting in. This is the Aquarian age. Now, Aquarius is an air sign. And air is all about communication, mass communications, because Aquarius is about the group, the huge group, the community, the global community. Because Aquarius likes superficial friendships. It doesn't like to go too deep, too touchy-feely. It likes to experience a mental connection with all kinds of different people from different worlds, different cultures, different planets if necessary. But that's what Aquarius needs. So look at the internet. Look at the speed of our connections now. Look at the global community that's almost become very small with the way that we're able to connect with one another. But it's not on that very deep level. It's not on this touchy-feely level. It's on more of a wider level where the individual has freedom of expression, or at least in most places. It's still quite difficult for governments to get around the internet because there are ways around it. It's such a free space. This is the Aquarian age. This ability that we are all special. Each person has something special to give. Even if you're a twin, you're still different. You two are very different. You have a different vibration and nobody can take your place. So Aquarius is about the uniqueness of the individual as a part of that whole, but the uniqueness of you making up an important part of that whole, a really important part. Where does this tie in your chart? Well, it ties in as to where Aquarius appears, which cusp of which house does Aquarius appear in your chart. I can tell you that for me, it appears in my 8th house. So for me, the 8th house has been all about how can I counsel people? How can I advise them with their resources, with who they are, with what they do? That's why I've specialised very much in financial astrology and finances generally. That's where I shine in my way of being able to give, in my way of being able to communicate, to give my Aquarian side, where it's really fulfilling for me. I feel that I'm able to make a contribution. I've helped people with property, with land, with investments. Now I've been telling them to buy gold for the last couple of years. Those that have done extremely well. And I'm still telling people who come to me for financial consultations to do that because I think that's one of the safest places. But I'm looking for safe havens for people. And that's where my Aquarius comes in my chart. You might want to know where it comes in your chart. So take a look at your chart if you're able to do that. If you need an astrologer to do it, I'd be happy to do it, either in the way of a question. You might ask me one question for $25 and I'll answer it in an email of up to 150 words, showing you where your Aquarian spirit lies. So Aquarius, it's very much about breaking boundaries. We're going to be seeing it in medicine. We're already seeing it. I think there'll be a time when we have the answers to cancer, when we have the answers to many of the terrible diseases, ravaging diseases that we see, when we'll have the answer to aging and maybe the answer to immortality, to physical immortality, or at least living a whole lot longer and a lot better and a lot happier. And I think that all these answers are going to come through and in this Aquarian age that we are moving towards. Some people say we're already in it. Some people say we're moving towards it. An age is about 2,500 years, but we can be on the cusp of an age for up to 500 years. There's a lot of conjecture about that. But nonetheless, I'm sure we can all see that with the internet, with communications, with space travel, going to Mars, discovering different asteroids, different planets, the whole study of astrology is going to be opened up, is going to broaden out. We are going to see it broadening out. We're already seeing it. We're going to see esoteric astrology take more of a place, soul-centered astrology, higher realms, higher vibrations. The energy of air is about a higher vibration, a vibration that's free, that's not shackled, that's not tied down. The earth vibration is very much about a reality and a gravity. The air vibrations are very much about expanding beyond, upwards and freely. That's why air signs need so much freedom to expand. So these are just a few of my excited ideas that I see happening during this age of Aquarius. I'll keep updating you from time to time, but this is what I'm seeing. It's ruled by Uranus. And Uranus right now in the skies is opposite to Saturn. So we've got Uranus, which is the planet of change, of youth, of moving forward and of breaking the boundaries. And sometimes, if necessary, this can be unpleasant breaking. It can be a breaking out. And what happens is that Saturn, the forces who don't want change, the conservative forces, the powers that be that want to keep things they are opposite that force of change right now in the universe. So that we're going to see pulls between those that want the status quo and those that want something new, that's something different that we haven't thought of before. Our economies are falling apart. What are we going to do differently? Well, there's no point in doing the same thing, keep pumping in more and more money and hoping for a different result. We've got to think outside the box. This is Aquarian thinking outside of the box, not just thinking in the same old way and expecting a different result. These are exciting times we live in. I've got a free download of some of this these Aquarian thoughts that I have. You'll be able to download it free from my website. I'll be giving you those details as well. And any questions you've got, you want to look at your own Aquarian part, go do it. And if you'd like me to look at it, I'd be delighted to hear from you. So thank you very much for listening and enjoy the development of this exciting Aquarian age.